Welcome back to Tiny Grimes Games, and I'm here with another Force Arena video. A couple days ago I posted my first Force Arena video. I've been really liking the game. It's been a great, fun game that I've been doing sort of on the side. Star Wars Destiny has been my main game and having a lot of fun with this. So today I thought I would talk about 10 tips for the new player. The first tip is do your quests and do them quickly. On the upper right corner, right where my face is actually, there's a little check mark and what looks like a list. If you click on it, you can see you have a whole bunch of quests that you can do. And they have really good prizes. The basic quest line essentially gives you piles and piles of characters. And so you may click on this and go, oh, wow, I have to do, 22-on-2 games with the Empire? Ugh, I don't want to do that. I'll save that for later. I'll just save it. Don't save it. Do them as quick as you can. The faster you do the quests, the more leaders you're going to get. You're going to get all these different prizes and resources just for doing the quests. And the longer you wait, the harder they're going to be. Because as you level up and you get matched against harder and harder people, they're only going to get harder. This is the easiest they're going to be. So I know maybe you love playing Luke and just running down and crushing people, and you've moved up to tier 3 now and you're afraid you're going to bump back down to tier 2 or below. Don't worry. Who cares, right? You lose a few rating points. It's well worth it to get your quests done, to get all the leaders, to be able to do all kinds of cool stuff. Tip number 2 is closely associated with that, and that is know the quests that you have coming up and sort of plan around them. There's a whole bunch of sites. If you just type in Force Arena quests into Google, you can get a nice list of them, and it'll tell you, like, okay, so first you're going to have to fight, for instance, Galactic Empire 20 times, and then maybe the next one is acquire 50 new cards, and you have a pack you could open. So instead of opening that pack, you just save it, right? You just save it for a little while, you do the next unlock, and then when you finish this quest line, then you open the pack, thus accelerating the process by which you can do these quests. Again, the faster, the better. Okay, next is pretty much don't buy anything if you're free to play. So right now I have this special offer I got. When I got to tier 4, they were like, hey, congratulations! If you want to give us almost all of your crystals, we'll give you this awesome pack. It's not worth it. It is not worth it at all. Getting a pack for 1,000 crystals is probably not the best way to spend your crystals. Now, if you are going to be a whale, then go for it, man. Why not, right? It'll be fun. If you're not, though, the best usage of your crystals is probably not this. And the same thing holds true for the other cool events, the cool packages. You could get a unique and its character. That sounds amazing! Unless you get a unique and a character you don't want. Or, like I have 2 slave 1s. What if I got a 3rd slave 1? For all of my crystals? That just doesn't sound like a great plan. Okay, next tip. Basically save your crystals. Don't spend them on speeding up your Force Arena packs. The only time that might be worth it at all is if you have a premium that you either bought or that you got for free. I've gotten 2 for free already. That's cool. And then when that was going on, sometimes I sped it up a little bit when I wanted to play some more games, but even that isn't really worth it. And if you're going to do that at all, wait till you're at least tier 4, as the packs do get better the higher up you get on your tiers. All right. Next tip is basically money in this game, gold, is very valuable. It doesn't look like it's that valuable, right? Like I have 18,000 gold. Cool. The problem is, while in the beginning it doesn't look like stuff costs much gold, as you get farther along, you'll see things like just a probe droid is going to cost me $2 grand for his next upgrade, and then substantially more from there. And then I now have 2 Vaders. Oh, I can upgrade Vader. He costs 11 grand. So I don't know what to do. I might upgrade him, I might not. Vader's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But 11 grand is a lot of my money, and I do need to be upgrading my cards as well. Bottom line is, money is super valuable. Don't upgrade everything. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I could upgrade that I haven't. You're probably going to want to upgrade most things to level 3 anyway, just because when you upgrade, it does raise your level. Your level is here in the upper left hand. I'm level 8 now. And the higher level you are, the stronger your turrets become. It is great to be higher level. But I'm just saying, be cognizant of the fact that gold is very limited. Yes, hopefully you'll get the free 10,000 like I did, which by the way is also under my face. You have a mail and you can get your inbox. You get a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of crystals just for registering. Hopefully it's not too late for you. Oh my goodness, hope it's not too late for you, because 10 grand is a lot. Bottom line though, be careful with your money. You don't have to upgrade everything. Okay, a really big one that I didn't know until I watched a video is that you can place your units wherever you want. You don't have to run over to a spot to place your unit. So look at this. I'm going to move all the way to the side with Vader. I'm chilling over here. And then, you know what? I want a probe droid I want him all the way over here. You can drag him to wherever you want and then just drop him. And then he'll go ahead and he'll land there. So it's pretty useful to be able to do stuff like that, to go ahead and to put down things wherever you want. It's especially great if you're somebody like the Empire, right? And you can do something super tricky. And you can take something like the AT-ST and just drop it all the way across the map. And so then they won't even know what's happening. Another really good thing to know about in-game is there's a little magnifying glass, the plus here and the minus. I like to minus it so that I'm as far as I want. Also with the mini-map, you can click anywhere you want and see what's going on. You want to know what's going on in your opponent's area? Well, just click over there and you can see what's happening. So you have all kinds of options for what you want to do here. All right, the next tip is learn your units. And not just your units, but really all the units. And you don't have to learn them all, like every single thing about them all. But you need to know sort of what the units are that people are using and how they work, and then what counters them. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not that much. Like if you're seeing the dark side, you're going to see a lot of stuff like what I have in my lineup. You have the AT-ST, which if you look at it, it's just going to shoot towers, and it actually tells you stuff like advantages, disadvantages, and basically it's weak to about any creature that just walks up to it and kills it. And so you have to really look at all these different units and think about what they do, right? So you have things like the Sand Trooper, who is a really high attack power if you look at him, but not a lot of health, and it's just a 1. So you want to kind of put him back and make sure he's not out in the fray. If you just chuck a Sand Trooper into a pack of dudes, he's going to die and get you very little value. And so you can either go through each of these, or find a video, or I'll probably have a video in the near future where I go through each unit and talk about what their pros and cons are and why they make it in decks and why they don't. But you really do need to start learning what do all these units do if you want to compete. And like I said, it's not all the units. The units you're seeing, the units you're interested in, learn them. And then the same is true for leaders. It's really important to know, first of all, what does your leader do? What's your leader's strength? What is your leader trying to do? There's a really good chance you started off and you took Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker's great. What's Luke Skywalker good at? He's super fast, has a lot of health, and has a cool ability. He can just run around the map and hack turrets. He's great for that. Other leaders, like, say, Lando, not quite as strong at that kind of approach, and you need to understand what that person is best at. You look at Lando's skill. He flips your cards around. He can get energy. So basically, he's trying to kind of hang back, actually stay alive. Whereas Luke, you just kill him over and over. He's just there to die, basically. And each leader has something different. And then the flip side, your opponents. It's really important to know what your opponent's leaders do, right? Are they leaders that are looking to press? Are they leaders that are looking to kill you? Or are they leaders that are kind of looking to hang back and respond to what you're doing? These are the kind of questions you're going to need to know. Of course, the first couple leaders you're going to run into are leaders like Luke. He's kind of everyone. I think everyone starts with him. Vader is very popular. Very popular. He's great close range. Of course, he's just a dude with a lightsaber. You can shoot him. So he's not quite as great from long range. Okay. Next tip is to understand something very basic about the game. And that is that the heroes and the villains have very different approaches to the game, actually. I mean, sometimes they kind of cross over. But generally speaking, the heroes are looking to blitz down the opponent, drop a whole bunch of cheap units, and overwhelm them and crush them into bits. So if you look at, say, my Luke deck, which I I'm not claiming is an amazing deck, but it's full of cheap units. I've got 1s, 2s, 2s, 3s, 3s, and I'm just, when I find that opening, just popping down a whole bunch of guys. It overwhelms them, and then hopefully they knock down the tower. And if they can't, well, Luke's a bad boy. He just walks in and kills it himself. The flip side, you have the dark side, which is generally looking to play more of a response style game, right? The light side comes in, they have their big push. The dark side uses a very careful and measured response to answer several groups of units that cost maybe a total of 7 energy by just, say, chucking down a probe droid, which will blow up a bunch of them, and then maybe the stormtroopers to finish them off. It costs you 5 energy, your opponent spends 7. And if you're playing somebody like Vader who's good at killing the opponent leader, if you can kill the opponent leader and sort of do a counter push, well, then you have something amazing like the AT-ST, which is terrible at stopping pushes and dies rather easily if you just throw it into a group of bad guys, but is awesome at counter pushing. So it's really important to understand that dynamic, that when you're the light side, you probably are trying to drop a whole bunch of stuff and overwhelm, and when you are playing the dark side, your units tend to be a little bit better at defense and response. So understand that, know what your opponent's trying to do, know what you're trying to do, and I think you'll have a better time. So the last piece of advice I want to give you today is keep your options open as long as you can, right? I still feel like I'm new. I showed you already. I could upgrade Vader to level 2. I've been really liking Vader. I'm on a huge winning streak with Vader. I'm this close to upgrading him. But I'm trying to keep my options open as long as I can to make sure that Vader really is the deck I want. This is the deck that best fits my play style. Another thing is the uniques in this game are incredibly important. Each character has their own unique that pairs with them. And I only have Slave 1, which is basically worthless. But so, for instance, Vader has a very low energy cost of Dr. Aphra, who's awesome. Bossk has the very low energy and awesome IG-88. So I'm also trying to kind of keep my options open that if I hit one of these amazing uniques, it may be worth it for me to go more all into that leader just to pair with that unique. And this is, of course, the pains of being the free-to-play player, right? We're just kind of hoping that things sort of go our way and then be able to adapt and adjust. If you play 2 games with Leia and go, oh, I just won 2 in a row with Leia, she's amazing, boosh, drop 11 grand on a Leia, and then go, oh, geez, she really isn't that good. Oh, wow, can I have my 11,000 back? You're kind of stuck at that point. Now you're a Leia player, whether you like it or not. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you just shelve your level 2 Leia anyway and go back to a level 1. So the bottom line is, I'm a big fan, whenever I'm playing a free-to-play game, of keeping my resources for a little bit longer, trying to keep my options open, really figuring out what direction I want to go, and then pushing all in that direction once I've really isolated that. So hopefully in my next video, you'll see that I found that direction that I am going to push all in. Hopefully it'll be Vader, but I don't know yet. We'll have to see. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time on Tinygrams Games.